now come to Unit 2. First, you're going to, of course, spend time translating in the Hebrew narrative Genesis 11:27 through 12:9. This takes us from the beginning of the movement of the biblical patriarchal family, as Terah, the father of Abraham, begins the journey with his larger family from southern Mesopotamia, from Ur of the Chaldees, which is near the Persian Gulf today. They begin their migration northwestward up into what we call Upper Mesopotamia, the land between the two rivers, later in the Bible called Aram Naharaim, the Aramean region of the two rivers that is in the region of the Upper Tigris and Euphrates rivers. So you'll explore the world through a couple of PowerPoints of the biblical patriarchal family, where they came from. The origin of the biblical patriarch, when we go back earlier into Genesis, studying through the line of Shem, is that they do originate in Upper Mesopotamia, the region around Haran, Carchemish, west of Nineveh, but east of Ebla, in this region of Upper Mesopotamia, that's right today on the border between Syria and southeastern Turkey. We have a couple of lectures in the PowerPoint that deal with history writing and Abraham as the primary participant in this revelatory process. So we begin in Genesis chapter 11 with the succession of the family as we conclude the line of Shem, through which God would reveal himself to this special family. So in Genesis 11 and the beginning verses of chapter 12, we have what is commonly called the call of Abraham. It is a call to separation, a separation from the world of norms of Upper Mesopotamia and Southern Mesopotamia, where people worshipped hundreds of gods and goddesses. We know from the ancient Near Eastern texts that literally hundreds of gods from the Sumerian culture and the Upper Mesopotamian Akkadian culture, that hundreds of deities were worshipped by the local people. But God is calling Abraham to separate from that lifestyle, from a world of religion, of ideology, of theology, to a new world through which God would lay out his plan of blessing humanity. So we'll explore the background of Abraham and Sarah, and we will look at that call with its key features in God's calling forth a man and a woman to be a blessing to humanity. And through the lineage of Abraham and Sarah, called originally, of course, Avram and Sarai, they're called to be the parents of a nation, a lineage through which many nations and kings would come, that God would multiply and fill the world through the blessed family in the succession of the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So we'll explore that background of the world, looking at the ultimate theological question about God's blessing. What does that mean, and how does it work out in the life of a humanity? Again, Abram and Sarai are not perfect people. They're people who will learn a faith process through the Genesis narratives, but they're called to be a blessing. Those who bless him would, of course, be blessed, as would the Pharaoh of Egypt and so many others in the biblical stories of the patriarchs. But we'll explore the realm of blessing beginning in Genesis chapter 11 and continuing into the first 9 verses of chapter 12. The call of Abraham, the call to a new world of relationship between God and his special creation, humanity.